How do you tell if someone is attracted to you or just being very friendly? There's no good answer to that question. A million different people may give a million different signals / hints / signs that they are or are not interested in you romantically. What I found works for me, and what I think is the kindest, least awkward way, both towards yourself and the other person, is to have some sort of consistently positive relationship / repeated interaction with them first, and then, in a light-hearted and friendly way, and without implying any kind of emotional pressure, just ask if they'd like to go on a date with you. Use the word date. If they say yes, congrats. They're into you at least enough to give it a shot and see where it goes. If they say no, for the love of all that is holy, don't take it as a personal insult. It probably isn't. Keep it light-hearted and take the refusal with grace. They aren't into you, and throwing a tantrum over it or trying to pressure them further isn't going to help them be into you whatsoever. Usually the realization comes 10 years later when you are trying to fall asleep. Depends on where you live. Here in England, being anything other than cold and aloof is seen as basically throwing yourself at someone. Do they ever initiate the friendliness? Responding to someone else's kindness is a lot different than initiating it. But even still, the only sure way to know is to ask. If you get an arranged marriage, it's a 50-50. If they act the exact same way with other people, you're out of luck. Or everybody's in luck. I see you've also met my ex. Edit, Jesus. For every one of you that ended up dating the town bicycle and didn't know it going in, my thoughts are with you in these trying times. Also, get tested. Assuming the person is single or trifling. You ask to see that person again in a different context, and the negotiation for available time and date is quick and mutually complete. No just friends overtone about it. Thursday at 8? Not available. Not into you. Thursday at 8? Not available, but what about Friday at 9? Else. Look for physicality, proximity, and eye contact when totally unnecessary. Jealousy or defeat. It's subtle when interacting with someone else of the interested person's gender. Caveat all this with me being terrible about noticing it. My wife points this out to me when we are in public. Once I see it, it's obvious, but until then it's a mystery to me. Someone tells you years later. They tell you years later, after you've moved hours away, and it turns out she never said anything because she thought you had feelings for her other friend who you didn't have feelings for. She was just sexually harassing you in the middle of English class. As my dear old dad used to say, women who work for tips are not flirting with you. We used to extend this to if she's being paid to talk to you, she's not interested. Twitch.tv. By how they look at you or act around you vs other people. Difficult to gauge if you both are alone, say in a concert or a trip. I was once called into hours for allegedly flirting with an employee, not part of my own team. Her proof. I was always friendly, offered her milk to go with her coffee, and worst of all, once at an after work, I bought a round of drinks for everyone, her included. The head of ours was a bit puzzled about the whole situation and asked her what would she then suggest we do to resolve the situation, and she requested that I would stop being friendly to her and just leave her be. This poor woman just could not accept that I was being friendly. Alright, can I get around for everyone? Everyone except Karen. Ha. Flirting's basically a dumb game of chicken with gradual escalation. Or just ask if they have a significant other, usually pretty obvious. I've had a lot of people ask me this just because they're nosy. Not a guarantee of attraction. My aunt asked me last week. Glad I missed that signal. You don't. One person's just being friendly is another's take me to a hotel and duck me right now. He's right, you know. It depends on so many things. Unfortunately, dating is one of those things that can't be predicted because you can't generalize anything. If they ask you to take off your clothes, chances are they're just being friendly. Our pants were soaking wet from walking in the rain. Got to her house, she gave me her joggers to wear, so my jeans could dry. Literally got into her pants. Nothing happened. Shrug. When I met my last girlfriend, our eyes met across a crowded dance floor. She rolled her eyes at me, so I picked them up and rolled them back. By reading someone's comment on Reddit about how they missed all the signs, and then you realize that the same thing happened to you, and now you lie there contemplating your life. But you still can't be sure. Yeah, maybe she's Canadian, and she's just being polite. If they are a cashier / waiter / clerk etc, don't get your hopes up. Waitress nice is a close cousin of stripper nice. For me, I flat out told him that I liked him, and if he asked me out I would say yes. He said thanks and never asked me out or responded in any way that he liked me back. Bummer. A few months later we kissed. He was like, "So, you like me?" I should have smacked him upside the head. Apparently he thought I just said that to him to be nice. Pro tip, you'll never know if you don't ask. Scradina's date. No, the stripper is not attracted to you. If she says what the duck step bro, you were wrong. Actually that means you were right. Ask them. This is number 1. There was a waitress at a bar that my buddies and I had for like a year. I was into her, but couldn't tell how she felt. She was always fun and flirty, but I realized when she would first walk up to our table, laugh or make a joke, she would look at me. I assumed that meant there was at least a chance she liked me, so I asked her out, and she said yes. She was beautiful, had a great figure, and was super down to earth. She also turned out to be someone who loudly cheered at high points of movies, and I just don't need that in my life. We went our separate ways. Really, with some people you cannot tell. I knew a girl who was super friendly with me. I got interested, and then a few weeks around her I saw this was how she treated every guy. Smiles, "Oh stop it you, flirting." I wasn't special here. I moved on. I knew a girl who friendly with everyone. We sat down at a birthday party and talked non-stop for 3 hours. She was friendly with people, but I hadn't seen her do this before. I got her number and called her. We talked until my phone died. Our 10th wedding anniversary was about 6 weeks ago. Our oldest kid turned 7 in a few months. Are you sure she's into you? Seems too early to tell. Oh, that's easy. No one is ever attracted to me. Agreed. I'm 27, and no has ever had a crush on me after I crossed 18 and became ugly AF. You don't. It's a leap of faith. That's all it is. That's all it is, Miles. A leap of faith. It's not always easy. With my fiance, when we started hanging out I would convince myself she liked me and then talk myself out of it. I would walk her home and she'd give me a really awkward friend hug, then run inside, leaving me feeling like I'd misread the signals completely. This went on for about 3 weeks before we finally kissed at a party. I asked her about it afterwards, and it turns out she was doing the same thing. 7 years and a proposal later, I think she might have a crush on me, guys. I dunno, man. In high school I went to a dance with a guy's friends, and then he kissed me as friends, and then we brutally ducked behind the gym as friends, and we've been dating as friends for about 7 years, and we are getting married next week as friends, plus I'm knocked up with his babies as friends. You can never really know, man. Some people are in it for the long con. Well, you can't ever really know, like even if she sleeps with you, she might just be Canadian. So honestly you shouldn't get your hopes up, and you better keep looking and wondering. Wow, that was pretty casually explained, lol. Step 1. Cut a hole in the box. Step 2. Put your junk in the box. Step 3. Mark box with free stuff on it. When she asked me out, I was skeptical. When we slept together, more likely, but can't be too sure. When we got married, I'm pretty sure she likes me. If you liked this video, don't forget to smash the like button. For more hits and giggles, subscribe.